What position does the European Union have in trading with Hong Kong?
Oh yeah, that is one of the reasons why we set up a new office representing the government of Hong Kong about 5-6 years ago. EU is our second largest trading partner of Hong Kong after China, and equally Hong Kong has a lot of EU investments, in particular the financial and the insurance, from the insurance sector. From the EU. So the trading partnership between Hong Kong and EU is very close indeed.
Are there any areas of the new regulation which could maybe be an inspiration for the regulation in Hong Kong?
Yes, we have a comprehensive legislative framework legislated and made in the year 1995. That year was also the year in which the EU issued its directive about data protection. So we have based our legislation on the model of the EU directive, and the other model we based on was the OECD guidelines. So it is quite timely and opportune for us in Hong Kong to have a review of our own legislative framework. And this is a very nice occasion for us to come to pick your wisdom from the Europeans counterparts.
Are there any areas of conflict between the legislation, and what does implementing the legislation in Europe mean for companies in your country?
Yeah, in terms of legislative framework, we shouldn't have too many conflicts. Because, as I said, we have reference to the EU Directive 95. But after 20 years, when we practice the legislative provisions, we might from time to time come across certain divergence, if I may. Different opinions, in Giovanni's terminology, it is what they call diverging, observations that could be made because of the practical or the pragmatic approaches, review some of the practicalities that we could perhaps do some adjustment. For example, apart from the legal framework, we have some cultural differences as well, especially in that part of the world in Asia.
What, in your opinion, is the most important idea that people should take away from a conference like this?
We come to understand what the new GDPR is all about. And we come to understand not only the legislative idea, the ideology, but also the pragmatic approach that the authorities are going to implement or to put in place. So it is really beneficial from everybody's point of view that we could come to share the ideas of the EU and also our own ideas from a practical point of view as well.